All right. KALX Berkeley, that's the station you're tuned to. I am Jesse Luscious, and I'm very excited because we have Colin McFaull, the singer from Sparrer, here in the studio, and we're going to be talking with him for the next few minutes right after this song called Runnin' Riot from Sparrer on KALX.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That is Sparrer here on KALX Berkeley. I am Jesse Luscious, and here in the studio is Colin McFaull. Thank you.
Morning, Jesse.
And you are in Sparrer.
I am indeed. Always have been.
And you're on that track.
I believe so. Yeah. For my sins, that was me.
Okay. And that was Runnin' Riot from your first record, True Grit. This version is called The Outtakes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that version is different to the single version that was released in July 1977. So when we recorded that track in the Decca Studios in London, we did a few takes. There were a few different versions around. And a few different versions of the original songs got put onto that album.
Cool, yeah. And it's been reissued by Pirates Press, local label.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
Our brothers and sisters at Pirates Press do a great job.
Yeah. And they've supplied us with three of the vinyl reissues. We have that True Grit. We have a second copy of Shock Troops from 1982 and 2009's Two Monkeys. on big, beautiful vinyl.
You've actually got an original copy of Shock Troops there as well, which is well and truly well loved. There's not much cover left.
No. Out there in Radioland, just look.
Good for TV.
Yes. It's we'll get to the kind of like the cross section of people who kind of like mauled this record, Shock Troops, over the years. But why don't we start going even further back? You guys have been around for a couple, 2-3 years.
Yeah, 1972 we formed. Like a lot of bands, I guess we were like just four friends at school in rival bands. Used to beat each other up quite a lot, and decided one day rather than do that we would actually get together. So Steve, the sort of rhythm section, the bass player and the drummer, were in one band, and Mickey the guitarist, and I were in another band, and we just decided that we would just do the sensible thing and join forces. And that was in 1972, and we've been together ever since.
And we're here in part to talk about your upcoming record, brand new record.
Yeah.
And that's called Forever. And it actually features the four people you just mentioned, you, Colin, Mickey, Steve, and Steve.
Yeah.
Still.
Indeed.
45 years later.
There's actually five of us because our road manager is my oldest friend, Will.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've been pals since we were 5 years old. We were at kindergarten together, so we did that. They went through school. We've fallen out a few times, don't get me wrong. It's not all been a bed of roses, but we go back a long way. And yeah, we do it now for fun. We're good pals. We stick together through thick and thin, as they say.
Yeah, well, your record is called Forever, and I don't know of very many bands who have that solidity of a lineup and road manager and all that. Yeah. And your newest member, Daryl Smith, he's been in the band for a very short time.
Only 25 years.
Only 25 years.
Yeah, he's the new boy. He's still learning the ropes. It was quite when he came on board, because we hadn't played for a while together. And Daryl joined us to do a one-off show at the Astoria in the West End of London. We hadn't played for a long time, and a guy came up to us one day and said, you really should get back together. And we said, well, no one's going to come. He said, well, I'll book at the Astoria. And we said, well, that's ridiculous because we haven't played for however many years, and no one's ever heard of Sparrer. He said, yeah, but while you've been away, there's been this underground thing going on, and you're cited by lots of famous bands. There's been an influence and that sort of thing. So we said, well, we'll do it. We'll do it. It'll be something that's for the grandchildren in later years. So we did it. Daryl played with one of the other support bands and then joined us after that on stage. And at the first rehearsal, we realised that he knew our songs much better than we did. We needed reminding, and he was the guy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There we go. That's great. That's you think about a lot of bands who kind of come back or who kind of get that taste of glory, and I'm not naming any names. Like they kind of recover their glory days for a show, and then they just kind of like peter out, or they put out some embarrassing records. You guys have not done that.
Thank you. We try not to. I mean, the temptation would be to do an album every couple of years, but we're very conscious that whenever we bring an album out, we want it to be of a content that we're happy with. The songs are good enough. We're not in the position of a sort of production line. So it's been 10 years since the last full length. We're very pleased and proud of this album, and we just hope that everybody likes it as much as we do. So
why don't we talk about what we're about to play? We're going to play a world premiere, right?
Never heard anywhere else.
And it's a song called?
Gonna Be All Right.
And do you want to talk about what this is about?
Yeah, it's a little bit different to what people would consider to be normal Sparrer stuff. But 4 members of the band have daughters. We all have or had mothers. And not enough is written about how strong women are and how strong women need to be. So this is a song about women and strength, really.
Great. Wow. I'm really surprised because that was one of my questions.
Okay. Sorry.
No, that's fantastic. That's beautiful. So this is a song called Gonna Be All Right from the just released or about to be released record called Forever from Sparrer on KALX Berkeley.
Time always seems in such a hurry. The wait for the man beats up with worry. You won't always be about. You won't always be about. I'm telling you, she's gonna be okay. I'm telling you that she'll pull through and find her own way. Telling you she's gonna win this fight. I'm telling you she's gonna be. She's gonna be alright. Bound to be days that are filled with pain. She closes her eyes and she's with you again. She's part of you, so it's no surprise. She's stronger than you realise. Stronger than you realise. I'm telling you, she's gonna be okay. I'm telling you that she'll pull through and find her own way. Telling you she's gonna win this fight. I'm telling you she's gonna be. I'm telling you she's gonna be okay. I'm telling you that she'll pull through and find her own way. Telling you she's gonna win this fight. I'm telling you she's gonna be. I'm telling you she's gonna be okay. I'm telling you that she'll pull through and find her own way. Telling you she's gonna win this fight. I'm telling you she's gonna be. She's gonna be alright. 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 When we were at school, I thought he had it sussed. Boy
And that is Sparrer with Runnin' Riot Squad. Sorry. With from classic Shock Troops record here on KALX Berkeley. Before Riot Squad, we heard Gonna Be Alright, a debut here on KALX Berkeley from Sparrer's brand new record, Forever.
Indeed.
And I am Jesse Luscious in the studio with Colin McFaull, singer and vocalist by definition, of Sparrer. So thank you so much for coming in.
Delighted to be here.
And we're going to have tickets in just a couple of minutes for your playing one show in Berkeley?
One show in Berkeley on the 21st of April.
And over at the UC Theater, and so we'll have tickets for that. That's going to be with Off With Our Heads, The Bodies, and Western Addiction. Now, we played a world premiere of that song, Gonna Be Alright. That's from a new record. Why don't you tell us about that record?
It's 10 years since we released Here We Stand. And we've been talking about doing a new album in that period of time. It was about 2 years ago that we said, look, we really need to do something that's fresh and refreshing. Mm-hmm. While it's great to go to gigs, and we do play, Riot Squad and Take 'Em All and all the hits and the favourite songs, and we'll never stop doing that, we realised that for our own sanity we needed to bring something a bit different, to the equation. So we sat down in earnest and wrote some songs. We actually got in the studio and started to record it at the tail end of last year, and it was finished in February. All recorded in the UK, 3 different studios, 12 tracks on the vinyl, 16 tracks on the CD when it comes out. We're very proud of it, very pleased with it. I think it sits nicely with the rest of the Sparrer albums. It's not too different, but it's a bit fresher.
Right. Yeah, and I love the fact that you were talking about the subject of that was kind of like highlighting women and like, bringing them up and, emphasizing that, it's not just boys fun, as 7 Seconds said.
Well, we're seeing more and more girls come to the shows now because the environment is safer, I think, because they can relate to songs. There's no point in having any sort of audience if they're not at the same level of understanding of the songs and can't enjoy it or get into it as much as anybody else. But we've seen an increase in girls over the last few years, and it's nice to be on stage and look out and see some nice, pretty smiling faces out the front rather than 6'7" guys with shaven heads who are also smiling but not quite as pretty.
Right. So, I mean, you come from coming up through the punk and oi scene in England. You put out Shock Troops in 1982, 83, somewhere in there. Yeah. And that was the part of the reason you guys came back after your first record from 78 was you had a track on Oi the music out, Oi the album. Yeah. And that was kind of like a pretty influential compilation of various Oi bands. And just for the listeners who may not be, Oi is OI, kind of related to skinheads, came out of traditional skins, multiracial 60s Jamaican music, reborn in England, a whole bunch of different subcultures. I mean, very short version.
Yeah. Well preceded. It also came from the fact that people were pretty fed up with what the punk scene in the UK had developed into. And that was, you had to wear a certain style of clothes, you had to have a mohawk, you had to pins and studs. And for the working class guys who couldn't afford a £300 leather jacket from the King's Road, Oi gave them something as an outlet. It was something they could relate to. It was still full of the punk ethos, which was anybody can get up and do it. And there are some truly awful Oi bands out there as well.
Yes.
But, the thing is, it gave people that opportunity, but without having to fit into a particular style of clothing, style of haircut, that sort of thing.
And it was part of like this huge blossoming, both in the UK and the US and other places. You had like all of like the kind of like the post-punk and like the Gang of Four and the Bauhauses and the Joy Divisions. Yeah. And, you had you guys and Sham 69, I think, were two of the primary, most widely respected bands from the Oi explosion. From my distance.
Thank you.
Growing up in Philadelphia, a few years later. But it was a very political time. Like you had the rise of the National Front.
Yep.
And you had kind of like a big divide. You had the super anarchist bands like Crass on the punk side. Yeah. Very anti-capitalist, anti-Queen,
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it was. They were tough times, and it was a period of history in and around the UK where there was a lot of resentment, there was a lot of division, and people just took to the streets, which was the right thing to do.
And you do have a lot of songs about kind of like unity and like we're all together in this, and we're coming back, and all these different songs, and including on the new record. But I wanted to kind of touch on like the politics. Like in some ways, your band, especially on like Shock Troops, like you kind of like avoided politics. You like there's the personal, political, like with Riot Squad, with a song about a friend who becomes part of the Riot Squad and beats up his old friends.
Yeah.
And then, so like that's obviously personal, political.
Yeah.
But you also were kind of talking about separating yourself from politics, left wing, right wing, full of hate. But at the same time, it's a very politically charged. Like, is there like would you? I'll put it this way.
Okay.
So when in my generation from the 80s, like a little later 80s, early 90s, we had issues with right-wing skinheads in the Bay Area.
Yep.
And there was always division, like how do you deal with them? And we always saw people, like there were like skinheads who were like, there were like anti-racist skinheads who we were in favor of generally. Mm-hmm. They were kind of weird sometimes, but whatever. But in general, they were on the right side. And then the Nazi skins, obviously we didn't like at all. But then there were these traditional skins, quote unquote, who were like, oh, I'm apolitical. But my thing was always like, you're taking a stand by not standing against these fascists.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of like asking for like a comment because like you're separating yourself from politics, but at the same time you're in the thick of it. Like, how did you deal with that at that time?
The band's output is observational. Individually within the band, we have our own views on every situation. The easiest thing in the world would be to write an album, to write some songs in a particular genre, a particular style, with a particular point to make. We never felt that was really necessary. We have our own standpoints, and we will stand up and hold our hands up and say, this is what I'm about. These are my views. Happy to share those views with you. But KALX Sparrer has always been a vehicle for people to interpret things in the way that they want to. We will never explain what a song means. If someone says to me, can you tell me what's the thinking behind the lyrics in this song? Well, when we wrote that song, our thinking was very clear in our head. Mm-hmm. But as soon as you define it for somebody, then it loses that impact and that impetus. And we like people to look at those songs as you would a piece of art maybe and say, well, to me, that means that or this. Mm-hmm. As soon as we start to define things, then it becomes, it becomes just one track. It becomes just one viewpoint. Mm-hmm. And what we try to do is encourage people to have, we all live in democracies, and the beauty of living in a democracy is that people have a say. Mm-hmm. Whether you agree or disagree with those points of view, if you don't like that democratic idea, well, then don't live here.
That sounds great. I mean, obviously, you do have some songs that are very obvious. Yeah. Like, telling them as a record person who works at a record label, like, I've been on both sides of that. Yeah. And it's one of my favorite songs from you guys. What did I say? Did I say telling them?
You mean Take 'Em All?
Take 'Em All, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was thinking about that other band separately. But you also have songs that are about like just like getting in fights and like kind of protecting yourselves and protecting your friends. Yeah. So why don't we play one of those songs?
Okay.
And this is from Two Monkeys. Do you want to talk about this song?
Yeah, I mean, AU is written from a third person perspective. And again, some people look at some of our lyrics and go, "Oh, you said that," but you have to sort of remove yourself from the situation and say, listen, we're telling a story here. Mm-hmm. This is about some people that we come across, these are not the views of the band. This is what we've seen. This is what we've experienced. This is what we've viewed. Okay. I used one of those songs.
All right, here on KALX Berkeley, here's KALX Sparrer with AU.
Hey, you, come outside. 'cause I've been watching you, chatting up all the girls, and I'm fed up with you, and I'm drunk enough. Someone's gonna get slapped tonight, someone's gonna get whacked tonight, someone's gonna get a smack tonight from me, and it's gonna be you. Hey, you look like a fool. How long do I shout it? Tell me what you gonna do about it. Hey, you and me outside. You're a bloke who's heading for one, a real fist magnet if ever I saw one. Hey, you and me outside. I saw you kiss that girl over in the corner. It's not jealousy, it's just you and me. Someone's gonna get slapped tonight, someone's gonna get whacked tonight, someone's gonna get smacked tonight from me, and it's gonna be you. You got too much gosh. You're everything I hate. You talk all posh. You make me so irate. You're so cocksure. You're a liability. I told you before, it's not jealousy. It's not jealousy. It's just you and me. Someone's gonna get slapped tonight, someone's gonna get whacked tonight, someone's gonna get smacked tonight from me, and it's gonna be someone's gonna get slapped tonight, someone's gonna get whacked tonight, someone's gonna get smacked tonight from me, and it's gonna be someone's gonna get slapped tonight, someone's gonna get whacked tonight, someone's gonna get smacked tonight from me, and it's gonna be someone's gonna get slapped tonight, someone's gonna get whacked tonight, someone's gonna get smacked tonight from me. We worked our way up from East End pubs to gigs and backstage passes, ex-boxing champs, West End clubs, Americans in dark glasses, driving 10 grand cars, drinking hotel bars, even making money in bed. They wouldn't be no loss, they ain't worth a toss. It's about time they all drop dead. Take 'em all, put 'em up against the wall and shoot 'em, short and tall, watch 'em fall. Come on boys, take 'em all. Well, tough boys, it weren't our fault. Your record didn't make it. We made you dance, you made your chance, but you didn't take it. Well, I gotta go make another deal, sign another group for the company. I don't suppose we'll ever meet again. You better get back to the factory. Take 'em all, put 'em up against the wall and shoot 'em, short and tall, watch 'em fall. Come on boys, take 'em all.
right, that is Sparrer here on KALX Berkeley with Take 'Em All from their classic record Shock Troops. Before that, we heard AU from their 1997 record Two Monkeys, both recently reissued on Pirates Press Records here on KALX Berkeley. I am Jesse Luscious in with Colin McFaull, singer of Sparrer.
Indeed, I'm here.
Yes, still.
Woohoo, still here.
And we're on the air for another 10 minutes, at which point DJ Elit will be on to knock your socks off from 9 until noon here on University of California and listener-supported radio. But, Colin, so you guys are playing Friday, April 21st.
Yep.
And we're going to have tickets and a question in just a couple of minutes. But here at KALX, I brought out the original version of Shock Troops that we have here, and it is totally mauled. It's been here since 1982, and it's all taped. The cover's all ripped up and taped up, and the vinyl's in great shape. But it kind of emphasizes how wide-ranging, I think, your music and your records, like the appeal that you guys have had.
Well, thank you for saying that. Again, as I said earlier, I think we try to keep things a little bit varied, try to do things a little bit different. We don't want people to, with this new album, we want people to expect a classic Sparrer album, but we don't want it to be too predictable. Mm-hmm. So, we always try and add a few things in there which may be a little bit different. With Shock Troops, that was certainly true with things like Out on an Island,
Right.
and songs that people wouldn't normally have assumed that would have been associated with us.
Right.
And we get requests now to play Out on an Island live and things like that. And I think we've only ever done it once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was horrible. So we never did it again. We tried it and failed miserably. So.
Well, Out on an Island, I do love to play that song for Shock Troops because it is so atypical.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like Angelic Upstart's Solidarity, same kind of thing. Where
Yeah, indeed.
You got, like, both bands had a very strong melodic punk oi sound, and then all of a sudden there's just like crazy, very soft, mid-tempo, extremely melodic pop song thrown in. I think that's kind of why you guys, like, in my mind, it seemed like Sparrer and Sham 69 were two very diverse bands musically compared to a lot of their compatriots.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. It's also true to say that both those bands are still playing live now and doing a good job and having fun and enjoying themselves. We've never taken ourselves too seriously. Mm-hmm. We realise that we're in it for the fun. We're friends. We're a bunch of mates. If the band stopped playing tomorrow, we would still hang out.
Right.
And did for the 10 years or so that we didn't play. We would be around each other's houses. Our children all grew up together. Mm-hmm. We have a tradition where every New Year, wherever we are, we all get together under one roof and sit around and talk rubbish for a couple of hours and get drunk. That's the family that Sparrer is.
Right.
The music side of things is a real bonus. It's a cherry on the cake on top of that. That to us, the most important thing is still being here and still being friends.
And that actually comes through a lot in your songs. Like, you have a lot of songs about kind of unity and kind of hanging out and, being friends with each other.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you say it's an observational kind of band lyrically.
Yeah.
But, I mean, clearly, like, that overlaps, right, from your...
Yeah, I mean, you've got to have a fair representation on every album of fighting songs and loving songs. So you appeal to every camp.
Right. The lovers and the fighters.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, you guys and Sham 69, I keep coming back to your two bands, like, you guys really laid out like a template for a lot of oi music in terms of subject matter.
Unintentionally, as far as we were concerned. I mean, we never tried to write something that we wanted people to follow or take on board as far as copying the song styles was concerned. All we ever set out to do was write songs that we liked. We've never tried to do stuff that we thought, well, that would really appeal to this particular audience, right, or that particular group or whatever. And the lyric content as well was stuff that, for Steve Burgess, for Burge, who writes most of the lyrics, I mean, that's the most important facet to him of the song. It's almost as though you can go away and do the melody.
Right.
Put whatever chorus you want on this, but don't change the lyrics because the lyrics mean something. So it's difficult to write something for other people to follow when those lyrics are so personal.
Right.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, sure, people can come along and write a song that's the same as Riot Squad or Take 'Em All. And that in itself is that's something that we'd be really pleased with and really proud of. But it's not something we set out to do.
So do a lot of those lyrics, I mean, speaking for him, like, do they come from your background, from growing up in London?
Yeah, a lot do. A lot do. A lot of it now is about family. It's about friends. It's about traditions. We have to rein him in on this last album because it's all about getting old. And we said, come on, let's have some lyrics there, Burge, where we're all happy and still 19 and, manage to drink in 15 pints a night instead of 3, then needing the bathroom every 10 minutes, So, yeah, but I mean, it's from the heart, and,
right.
and they're truthful. So.
Speaking of family, have you or anybody in your immediate family ever something about an orangutan or member of the ape family?
Yeah, we have an orangutan under the stairs, and we let it out occasionally to play guitar for Rancid. That came from Lars Fredriksson, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It is. I mean, it's a story we told him once, and it's to do with Mickey's granddad. So it's not us, but it's a story that's passed down through his generations, and it's not one that we necessarily agree with the sentiments of or anything like that. But the story as such is Mickey's granddad, his grandfather was a boxer. He was a bit of a local hero. He had a fight with a guy once and bit the guy's ear off and pinned it to his bedroom wall, and it was still there when he was in his 80s. But not long after the war in the UK, when there was not a lot of money around, he used to buy and sell exotic animals, which in East End of London was a very bizarre thing to do, but everybody had to make money somehow. And the guy that supplied him with these animals said, "I've dropped off your last one, it's in your house." So he had no idea what this thing was. He went in, and in the corner of the room was this big crate which was moving about a bit. And he thought, well, I won't open that just now because I'm not too sure what it's going to be. So he went to bed and heard this noise all night, this banging and moving of the crate and things like that. So he let it out the next morning, took the lid off, stood back, and a 150-pound male baboon leapt out of this crate and ran at him.
Jesus.
His story is, I had no reaction but to lay the monkey out. So he said, I to use his parlance, I drew off a short one and knocked out the baboon. Parceled the baboon back into the crate, took it back to his friend and said, "I have no use for that. I can't sell that anywhere." Lots of questions about, what was the baboon doing in the East End of London in the 1950s, etc., etc., etc. But yeah.
And the ear thing too. I was actually stuck on that.
Oh, okay.
Biting off the ear.
Yeah.
And pinning it to his wall.
Yeah, well, we thought it was first time we saw it, we thought it was like a potato chip or something. And we said to him, why's your granddad got a potato chip stuck to his bedroom wall? And he went, no, that's not a potato chip. We said, what is it?
Wow.
He said, it's a guy's ear. We said, well, why has he got it in his wall? He goes, I have no idea. I really don't know, but he wanted to keep it. And I think it was a fight that he was particularly proud of. So, yeah, true story. We told that to Lars, and Lars obviously asked you to repeat it. So, thanks, Fredriksson.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So let's go out with one more song. But before we do, you guys are playing with Off With Their Heads and the Bodies and Western Addiction. That's Sparrer with those 3 bands opening over at the UC Theater Friday, April 21st, 7 p.m. Show at 8. All ages, wheelchair accessible. We have 2 pairs of tickets.
Okay.
And so we have 2 questions?
2 questions. Okay. The first question will be from the song you've just heard, Take 'Em All. So the first question is, what were the Americans wearing
Okay.
in Take 'Em All?
All right.
And the second question has to be around my soccer club because it's not been mentioned so far. We're not having the best of seasons. My heart is breaking. However, what soccer team do I support?
Okay. And
Simple as that.
And it's probably pretty well known for a lot of Sparrer fans here on.
I hope so.
510-642-KALX, 642-5259 in the 510. That's the number to call. If it's busy, keep calling back. We only have 2 lines, so we have 2 pairs of tickets. Anyway, I am Jesse Luscious, and thank you, Colin, for coming in.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And
we're delighted to be back in the East Bay. I mean, we never played in the East Bay before, so for us, this is a great opportunity. Whenever we've come to the Bay Area before, we've always played in the city, so it's great. We've got an opportunity to come play in Berkeley.
Yeah,
looking forward to it.
It's a beautiful room, too.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah,
but you have a new record out, and people can order it?
Yeah, pre-sale as of now. It's on pre-sales. It actually goes live on the 21st, the day of the first gig.
And where is that?
www.piratespress.com.
And so they can pre-order your brand new record forever,
Absolutely.
right now, if they want.
Forever.
All right, 642 KALX and the 510. That's the number to win these 2 pairs of tickets. Let's go out with one last song from the new record.
Yep.
Called One by One. Anything you wanted to say about it?
Opening track. Yesterday afternoon, we put a collection of photographs up on Facebook, sent in by our friends and fans, and this is a song all about friendships and mates and gangs.
On KALX, Berkeley.
Kicking cans along the footpath, spraying our name on the wall. Give a little bit of lip to that gobby and the other mob as we walk back from school. With minds like these, we'll take our enemies. We'll take them all, take them all, we'll take them all on. With minds like these, we'll take our enemies. We'll take them all, take them all, we'll take them all on. Till the last one is gone. Tying knots and having babies. Right as the family starts to grow. I fear no attack 'cause you got my back and I've got yours, so let everybody know. With minds like these, we'll take our enemies. We'll take them all, we'll take them all on. With minds like these, we'll take our enemies. We'll take them all, we'll take them all on. Till the last one is gone. We'll take them all on. Till the last one is gone. From the heart of old Britannia to a show in another land. Together we're strong as we sing along. Anytime, anywhere, bring it on. Here we stand. With minds like these, we'll take our enemies. We'll take them all, we'll take them all on. With minds like these, we'll take our enemies. We'll take them all, we'll take them all on. With minds like these, we'll take our enemies. We'll take them all, we'll take them all on. With minds like these, we'll take our enemies. We'll take them all, we'll take them all on. Till the last one is gone.
All right. The answer to those contest questions, Americans are wearing dark sunglasses, and the soccer team that Colin supports is West Ham United.
Good ones.
Without any further ado, thank you so much for being on the air. Thanks for being on KALX.
Thanks, Jesse. Thanks for having us.
And stay tuned for the graduates here on KALX. Here on KALX. Here on KALX. Here on KALX.